Alrighty, we're backstage here at the Hammerstein Ballroom at Ring of Honor with Matt Hardy. Matt, how are you doing, sir?
Very good, how are you?
You getting ready to go in the ring in just a couple of minutes? A couple of weeks ago, you had a pretty nasty fall on pay-per-view. How are you feeling, and you alright?
Fortunately, I'm feeling okay. I did
Fortunately?
Fortunately. It could have been a lot worse. I was very lucky, knock on wood. I was just diagnosed with head trauma the next day. They checked my brain out, and there's probably not much left in there anyway. But fortunately, they said there was no damage to the brain and no concussion effects. And I know personally from having concussions or bad head injuries in the past, like usually getting up, you're like very lightheaded or there's dizziness, and I haven't had any of that. So far so good. So I'm pretty excited. I didn't want to miss any of these shows coming up, especially this final battle night.
Right. You've
is that alright?
You're fine. Go ahead,
I'm sorry. It's okay, brother.
Folks couldn't see it, but someone just snuck under Matt. 2012 for you really was a year of rebuilding. 2011 probably wasn't a great year for you. How do you feel physically, personally, mentally, looking back on the year that you've had? Because you really have put together a string of really good matches. It seems like you've gotten past the worst of the physical issues and the personal issues. So, how do you feel looking back on everything, and how do you looking forward?
I feel pretty good about everything. And I also, I say this expression a lot now, I've learned how to take pride in the truth of my own reality. And the reality is, like, as a performer, as a wrestler, I just have to really take care of my body now, especially as you get older and you age. I am a big advocate of having off seasons and not working guys 250, 270, 300 days a year, because your body, it catches up with you.
Yeah,
you look at the top stars, it's catching up with those guys. And it continually gets worse the more you're trying to work through it, and that's like the mentality. And I know now if I'm wrestling once a week or twice a week and I have 5 days to heal up, or I can kind of control the quality of my matches. If I have to slow down, I can't slow down. It's not always go, go, go. I really under control that. And as far as being happy, I've never had a chance to really live life. Pretty much my whole adult life I've been in professional wrestling and made my career as a wrestler. So now between just enjoying life and really finding my passion for the business again, and I don't feel like I'm doing it because it's a job, I'm doing it because I love it. And I feel like I'm getting healthier as time goes on, even though that's odd as I'm getting older. I've learned better ways to take care of my body and better ways to remain healthy, and I've really found a good groove for myself in life.
Talk about the off season, and what's amazing to me is, especially with a larger company like WWE, the way that they can book stuff out and the way they can cycle guys in and do pre-tape material and pre-tape promos and vignettes. It should be easier than ever before to figure out a way to cycle someone out for 3 months, let them rest, and still be on TV every month just by pre-taping material.
I think it should be, and I think it's going to come to a point where, like, the star power is getting smaller and smaller, and they're going to have to create new stars, obviously, but I think there's going to be a point where they're going to have to rely on some guys to be part-time star power employees to a degree to kind of fill in for these guys when you do have your top guys off for 2 or 3 months. I think you got to build new young guys, but I mean, I just think, and this is me, and I've just had this thought for the last few weeks, I think WWE has access to everyone. I don't think you have to rely on your talent being under a contract and you owning them lock, stock, and barrel, every bit of it. I think one of the greatest TV ratings they had recently was the 1000th Raw, and you had like legends coming back every week, and that was exciting. And there's a lot of different acts that you could feature for 5 or 6 weeks on your program to mix in with your new talents, your Shields and those guys that can help build them and elevate it, plus make it different, especially with 3 hours of TV on Monday night, and they have so many hours of first-run television throughout the week. I just think the more combinations you can do to make it not seem repetitive, the more exciting it is for a viewer. I know as a talent working there for many years, I got bored wrestling the same guys, time in and time out over and over for the course of 2 months. So I would imagine the fans probably get tired of seeing the same thing over and over. It's really fun and passionate for me now because I get to wrestle people, different people all the time, people that I haven't before. Tonight's Adam Cole. I wrestled Davey Richards a couple weeks ago. I wrestled, Sammy Callahan. There's a lot of extremely talented, good guys out there, and it's really fun to get to go out and experiment and learn about these guys the first time.
Right. You talked a lot about in the past about being pretty involved in that WWF autobiography that they put out about the Hardy Boys, and possibly writing more material for yourself down the line. Is there any word on that, or how's things going on that project?
I've been kind of keeping almost somewhat of a diary, I guess, like in thoughts of having a book down the road. So I've started scratching some stuff down on paper. As far as doing anything official, no, we haven't decided on anything official. But Jeff and I've talked a lot about doing things like an autobiography or some sort of reality show. And Jeff has a deal where he's figuring out what he's going to do going forwards in the future. But I know Jeff is a big advocate of having more freedom and control of his life as well. And I know he wants to spend more time at home. He's a new daddy, and I've told this to people, and it's like Jeff went from being the unpredictable enigma to like the most responsible human being alive now. So you know, real proud of him. He helped to be an inspiration to me. I think we inspired each other in some ways. But it's one of those things. There's a lot of cool stuff we can do kind of at this phase of our career, I think, which is going to be really fun moving forward. And that's my whole thing now. I just want to have more control of my life. I don't want to be owned by anyone. I want to kind of be able to go and come and do as I please.
Right now, you guys, when you guys started out, Omega was pretty much synonymous with the Hardy name. You guys will be doing sort of an Omega reunion show for a good cause in the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's January 15th. It's called the Chinlock for Chuck, one of our friends who wrestled before any of us did, really. And he worked down in the Mid-Atlantic area in NWA some. He wrestled as Mad Max and Chuck Coates. He came down with cancer real bad. He overcame it. He had surgery. He had radiation, chemotherapy, and it was in remission for probably a year and a half or so. And then he came back really bad. So to help him out with his medical bills and expenses, we're doing this benefit show. And I can't take all the credit for it because the idea came from Mike Maverick, who is Shane Helms' old partner. Some people that follow wrestling very closely would know him. He was one of the Dubs. So Shane Helms and Mike Maverick kind of set this up, and then myself and Jeff and all the other Omega guys are on board, and we're all doing it. Every single cent that comes through that door is being donated to Chuck Coates and his cause in his fight for cancer. So it's going to be a fun night to see everyone, but it's also going to be for a very, very good cause.
All right, we'll have a lot more on that on PWInsider.com. And I want to thank you for your time. I know you're getting ready for your big match here at ROH, and hopefully we get to do more of these down the line. I appreciate your time.
That would be great. And just while we're here, too, make sure you go check out MattHardyBrand.com and shop.MattHardy.com, because Rebby Sky will kill me if I don't plug those, because she spends so much time working on them and updating them. And also check out my YouTube, which is youtube.com/MattHardyBrand, twitter.com/MattHardyBrand. That's the social media guy known as Matt Hardy. That's where you can find me.
Coming soon, Instagram. All right, Matt, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mike.